I'm Sherman, and this is yet another biology video. So as you can see, it's like there's Team Fortress 2 gameplay in the background. It's like a YouTube commentary video, but with biology. So if you like this kind of like video style, you can always leave a comment and like, so I could know if you like this style, or I could just do a PowerPoint or something. So today we'll be revising reproduction. So living things produce offspring to endure the continuity of species. This is the reason of why living things reproduce. So yes, just remember, offspring is the other generation. Yes, us humans reproduce by sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction is the fusion of a sperm and an ovum. And there's two kinds of reproduction. There's asexual reproduction and sexual reproduction. While asexual reproduction does not involve this fusion of gametes. You don't have to know what asexual reproduction is, but the more you know, right? So now here is the structure of a sperm and an egg. So here is a structure of a sperm cell. As you can see, it looks like a tadpole, which contains the head, which contains the nucleus, which carries genetic materials of the male parent. And there's the tail, or the flagellum, which beats to allow the sperm to swim. And now we have the ova. The ovum has a spherical shape, and unlike the sperm, which contains the tail or flagellum, the ovum cannot move by itself. So the structure contains the cell membrane, the jelly coat, the nucleus, which contains the genetic materials of the female parent, and the cytoplasm. There are 22 pairs of autosomes and 1 pair of sex chromosomes in each human body cell. In females, the sex chromosomes are XX, while males have sex chromosomes which are XY. During the formation of these sex cells, each pair of the 22 autosomes and 1 pair of the sex chromosomes separate, resulting in 23 chromosomes in each sex cell. They're not pairs of chromosomes, but singular. Remember this. So in females, each ovum contains 22 autosomes and 1 X chromosome. But in males, all the sperm contains 22 autosomes, and among all these sperms, half of those contain the X chromosome, and the other half contains the Y chromosome. You may wonder, how are the sperm and ovum produced? So, first we need to introduce the male and female reproductive system. Here is the male reproductive system, containing the sex gland, sperm duct, testes, urethra, and the penis. So first, the sperms are produced in the testis, singular testes, which are enclosed in the scrotum. The sperm ducts connects the testis to the urethra. Then, when the sperms travel up the sperm duct to the urethra, they are mixed with the fluid from the sex glands. The fluids contains nutrients that keeps the sperm alive. The sperms and the fluid mix together to form semen. The semen flows through the urethra to the tip of the penis, where it is passed out of the body. So now we have the female reproductive system, containing the oviduct, the ovary, the uterus, and the vagina. So first, the ova are produced in the ovaries. This is easy to remember because they're similar. Ova, ovaries, ova, ovaries. Usually, only one ovum is released into the oviduct each month. This whole process is called ovulation. Then, the ovum is moved through the oviduct to the uterus. The uterus then opens up to the vagina. With all that in place, let's introduce human reproduction. The process of human reproduction has 4 steps: fertilization, implantation, development of the embryo, and birth or labor. During fertilization, the sperm needs to fuse with an ovum. How does that happen? During sexual intercourse or sex, the male inserts his erect penis into the vagina of the female. After that, the penis ejects semen into the vagina. The semen contains millions of sperm. Then the sperms swim up the uterus and then enter the oviducts. If an ovum is present, one of the sperms may fuse with the ovum to form a zygote or a fertilized ovum. Zygote and fertilized ovum are the same thing. But if there is no ovum in either of the oviducts, fertilization cannot happen, so the sperms would die in 2 or 3 days. So only the head of the sperm enters the ovum, while the tail remains outside. So the nucleus of the sperm would fuse with the nucleus of the ovum. So as both the sperm and the ovum contains 23 chromosomes, the number of chromosomes when they fuse would be 46. So the zygote would contain 46 chromosomes. After fertilization, we have implantation. So the zygote divides many times to form a ball of cells called an embryo. The embryo is moved through the oviduct to the uterus. Then it attaches to the uterine lining. This is the process of implantation. Now we move on to the third step, the development of the embryo. After implantation, the embryo begins to develop inside a bag kind of thing called an amnion in the uterus of its mother. Then a placenta begins to form. The placenta is attached to the embryo by an umbilical cord. You might ask, what does the placenta do? As the embryo grows, it would need oxygen and nutrients from its mother and get rid of wastes such as carbon dioxide. The placenta allows this kind of exchange of materials between the embryo and the mother's blood. So now the embryo develops into a fetus in about 8 weeks after fertilization. And we move on to the last step, the birth of the baby. So how do we know when labor begins? We know when labor begins by the contracting of the muscles of the uterus. When the muscles contract, we know that labor is going to begin. Then the amnion breaks and the watery fluid flows out. The watery fluid is amniotic fluid. The more you know, again. The opening of the uterus becomes wider and the placenta is expelled after the baby is born. And now the baby is born. And remember, the head always comes out first to allow the baby to breathe. Now, this is the end of human reproduction, the process of human reproduction. So I won't be covering the last topic, puberty, in this video because you can't rely on these videos to not listen in class. These videos act as a revision. And as the last topic is about puberty, and you guys are undergoing puberty right now, you can investigate yourselves how puberty is affecting your mental and physical state. You can investigate in this with your friends. I don't know. You can ask your parents about it too. So listen in class because I can't cover things in detail in these kind of videos. So if you like these kind of like commentary with gameplay biology videos, you can always leave a comment and like this video, uh, so I can know if I should make these kind of videos again. So yeah, continue to learn, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.